Howdy, partner. It's me, and I'm here to talk about the new album from the band Septicflesh entitled Titan. This is the follow up to The Great Mass from 2011, and this is Septicflesh's ninth studio record, I believe. I love Septicflesh. I think they are just a special band in metal. I feel that they do symphonic death metal the best, and they do it in the best way that you could possibly fucking do it. The Great Mass is my personal favorite Septicflesh album. It's the one that just caught me and was like, this band is amazing. Why haven't I listened to them before? Like, holy shit. And I just adore that album. I jam it pretty consistently. And other albums from Septicflesh, Communion is an amazing album. Sumerian Demos is another really good album. I need to listen to, their really early work, such as, Mystic Places of the Dawn, Ophidian Wheel, stuff like that. I gotta listen to that, but, at least their past three albums have been just stellar to me. And, I have to say, this is no different. This is a great album. And, I'm not going to lie to you. I was extremely disappointed the first time I heard this. I listened to it, I'm like, man, it's not catching me, and it just isn't as good as The Great Mass or Communion. And I was like, man. But don't, not give this album another chance, because I gave it 40,000 more chances, and it really, really grew on me after a while. And I absolutely really like this album. I just have to say that I feel that I'm a little bit disappointed still with it. Maybe I was just expecting a little bit more, but it's still just a really good listen. Anyways, so the album opens up with the song War in Heaven, and that is an incredibly cool song. I must say that almost every song on here is incredibly cool. But sometimes on this album, I feel the song might be just ever so slightly taken out of the oven before it was done. And I feel that a couple of the songs just could have used that much more. And I don't know, it's just a couple songs feel a little underdeveloped, but then some of them are just so fucking good. I look at the song Burn, and that is a really good song. I love how, it starts off with that, just that one line from the chorus, and clean vocal form, and then it just busts into this really amazing guitar riff, and it's cool, but the one problem I have with that song is the middle section is really solid, and that guitar harmony, guitar lead in the middle is just so amazing, and you just kind of like bob your head. You're like, oh my god, it just gives you this really amazing feeling, and it just completely takes the atmosphere that was on that song and turns it on its head. And I like that middle section. However, it's so fucking randomly placed, I feel. And every time I listen to it, I'm just like, man, I hate the way they transition to this, and I hate the way they transition out of it. It's just like, here's this really upbeat song, and then it just stops, and then it picks up, and then it just goes to this random-ass guitar harmony, and then it goes back to the energetic song. And I'm just like, that doesn't work. I feel that guitar harmony would have worked better somewhere else. There's a couple of other songs on here that I'm just like, man, this is a really good spot for that guitar harmony. Like, I don't know what they were really thinking with that. At least to me, it just feels so disjointed and random. And I was like, this is so cool, but I just don't like the way it flows. It kind of just doesn't work. That's a good song, but it's just that one problem of being disjointed to me. However, there's nowhere else that I feel things are disjointed at all. It's a fairly consistent album. I feel the guitar work on here is very, very good. I always, Septicflesh, they don't have the flashiest guitar work, but I feel this band is more about songwriting than they are, individual performances, I guess. They want to put together the best possible songs. And so the guitar work doesn't really stand out in a lot of cases, but it works so well and so cohesively with every other part of the band. And that's what I really like about Septicflesh's guitar work. And the other thing that I really like it that another particular band of a very similar style does not do is that their guitar work is different. Yeah, it's not flashy, but every song, the guitar work truly sounds different. Unlike Flash God Apocalypse. Sorry. I'm here to talk about Septicflesh and not compare the two because that is really easy to do with those two bands. Anyways, but yeah, I mean their guitar work is completely different. The guitar work in Order of Dracul is completely different from the title track, and the title track is a really catchy like opening, just like fucking Chucky riffage, and I love it. And I really like the guitar work that this band does, just because it's more about the songwriting than it is more about, dude, I got this really badass riff that's just gonna blow everybody's mind. You all take the back seat, you know. I applaud that. Now, one thing that makes Septicflesh really, really unique is their clean vocals, and their clean vocals on here are really, really good. I feel that they are actually more improved than the Great Mass. And I feel that they use them a lot more on here. And when they use them, they use them in kind of different ways than I felt they have in the past. And I really, really like that. I just look at the song Dogma. That is an incredibly, just epic sounding, clean vocal section. And it's just, that is a seriously great song. It works really well in Burn as well. And I believe it's the first Immortal. It's just such a good song. And I love Septicflesh, how they just have so much variety in their vocals. Seth I want to say it right because, I'm not Italian. Arnon on vocals, the screen vocals. He does a great job of keeping it interesting with very interesting vocal patterns and lyrics and stuff. And this is no different. I feel with him this is more business as usual than the other vocals. And there's also some kind of choir on here, which is the Children Choir of Prague. That is used a couple times. I believe the first on the first Immortal, it's on there as well. And man, when those sections come in, I'm just like, yes. Like, I wish they used them more on this album, to be honest with you. It really, really fucking works. The orchestration by Philharmonic Orchestration is superb. And I love the orchestration in Septicflesh albums because it sounds so real. And it is real, but it doesn't sound fake at all. It just really is there. You can hear it, and it really adds to the music and just takes it to a new level. It really backs up the music at times. Sometimes it stands out. It's just so fucking good, and it is so well written on this album, and could possibly be the best orchestration that Septicflesh has had. It's seriously superb, and I also want to give props to whoever mixed this album. I'll put the name in the description. Seriously, to mix something like this is no easy feat, I feel. And I don't know too much about mixing and how it works, but I mean, having to balance vocals and drums and bass and orchestration and choirs and 3 different styles of vocals and just make it all stand out, but not just turn the volumes up on everything and make it loud as shit, you know, really, really works. And not to have one drown out the other. Everything is so listenable on here, and you can hear everything, and it really feels alive. And I love that, and that could possibly even be the best part about this album is just how well it's mixed and how well the mix really makes the music stand out. Um, Man, I don't really have too much to say. I feel there's a lot of really fucking good songs on here that are very, some of the best songs that Septicflesh has written. A couple that really stood out to me are Order of Drackle. That is a great song. Prototype, Dogma, Prometheus, and The First Immortal are the ones that really, really stood out to me. The rest, while good, just those albums are the shit. And Septicflesh always has some of the best album art. Just saying, man. This is a good album. I feel I was just maybe expecting a little bit more from it, but it is seriously a good album. And if you were into Septicflesh and looking forward to this, you won't be disappointed. So anyways, I'm going to give Septicflesh's Titan an 8.5 out of 10. Check it out. Will it make my top 20, 25 albums at the end of the year? Who knows? I think it will. See you later.